Hello, and welcome back to week 2 of the Summer Sunshine Challenge. I'm so glad that you have decided to continue with me on this journey. If you haven't seen the introduction in week 1, I will link that video below, and that'll give you an idea what this challenge is all about. But suffice it to say that over the next 5 weeks, we are planning to do all that we can to let the sun shine in, to shine in us and then through us. And that's what this challenge is all about. In our first week, we expressed gratitude and noticed how showing appreciation makes a difference not only in our lives, but how it brings sunshine to others' lives as well. In this week, our focus is on connecting and connections. And so this week, our challenge is based on relationships, based on reconnecting or making new connections. Maybe there's a relative that you haven't reached out to in a while. Maybe you want to check on them and connect with them in a more meaningful way, or just to say, hi, how you doing? I'm thinking about you. You could also reach out to that friend, maybe an old college roommate or someone that you grew up with, someone that you haven't spoken to in a while that you want to reestablish those connections. Because let's face it, we have a lot of relationships, and sometimes they don't last for every season of our lives. Maybe they just last for a particular period of time, but that doesn't mean that they aren't meaningful to us and we don't value those individuals. So let's take some time to reconnect. But there's also the opportunity to make new connections. So in this week, meet someone new. How do you do that? Well, maybe if you're going to the store or you're going on your errands and you just go about your normal business, really connect with the person who's behind the cash register or with the person who's in line with you. Just saying a kind word, it makes such a difference. I read an article recently about how even these small positive interactions that we have with other people can really impact our lives, our point of view, our well-being and peace of mind. They can just make for a happier life. So this week the challenge is to connect with people you haven't seen for a while and connect with new people. Don't just go through life focusing on what you have to do or where you have to be, but focus on the people that are around you and making those, even sometimes it might just be for a second or two when you say good morning to someone as you pass them as you're walking. For some of you, you might be like, this is what I do all the time. And for some of you, you might be like, oh no, I'm too introverted for this. Go at your own pace, do what feels good for you, but stretch yourself a little bit. That's what a challenge is all about. I pray that it blesses you, and I want to leave you with a scripture that we will have review in this week, which is from Proverbs. Proverbs 17:17 tells us that friends love at all times, and kinsfolk are born for times of trouble. That's such a powerful and profound scripture. And we know that kinsfolk can be, our brothers, our sisters, those that we feel a familial relationship with, are not only the folks that we are related to by blood or by marriage, but they're also the people who really we feel that special extra connection to. So it might be your church family, it might be people in your community, maybe you belong to an organization where you consider the other members to be like kin, like family. Let's cherish those relationships and make sure that we're connecting meaningfully, even if it's just for a second or two. But saying hello and looking someone in the eye and saying, how are you? And not just expecting a real quick, oh, I'm fine, and going about your day. But actually, how are you doing? What's new with you? What's important to you right now? What are you celebrating? What are you concerned about? Those ways that we can really feel more and more connected in meaningful and rich ways. With the advent of social media, and the internet, let's face it, we are more connected than we've ever been before. We can connect with people around the world. We can connect with hundreds, if not thousands of people. Some we know, some we will never meet person to person. But that doesn't mean that we feel connected. We can often feel lonely and isolated because the connections are too superficial and they don't allow us to really have conversations that address what's important to us. We don't feel there's anyone we can talk to and share our feelings, our concerns, or just what's going on in our day. Let's change that and make sure the connections, even if they are on social media, even if they are online, that they are meaningful, that they go beyond just liking a post, but maybe making a comment. Someone has something wonderful going on, congratulate them, say a word or two, bless them, and really show that the person is someone that you see, someone that you value, someone who matters in your life, even if that's the only encounter that you will have with them. So I pray again that this challenge blesses you and blesses those around you. And always remember to love God, love neighbor, love yourself. And in this time and this season, make sure that you too are letting the sun shine in. God bless you.